Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adina. I'm an intuitive astrologer here on YouTube. Today I want to make this video about the Jupiter in Aries transit, and I want to go into some of the energy that we may experience during this time. Jupiter just came back into Aries December 20th of 2022. He's now at 2 degrees of Aries at the time I'm recording this video, and Jupiter is going to stay in Aries until May 16th of 2023. So Jupiter really isn't going to spend a lot of time in Aries. He's kind of just zooming right through. But at the same time, we have Mars still in retrograde in Gemini, and Mars is the ruler of Aries. So Mars is going to station direct January 12th, but really not pick up speed until we get into February. So I just really want to touch on some of these energies and how they may be challenging, but then how they can also be positive. So first off, I do want to note that Jupiter left Pisces, and there was a nice kind of journey through Jupiter and Pisces. Jupiter conjunct Neptune, which was very nice for enhancing spirituality and consciousness and imagination, dreams, creativity, all that fun stuff. And it's really like dreamy. Jupiter in Pisces is super dreamy. And then you had Neptune. So it was like extra dreamy, extra kind of floaty in the ethers. It could have been very hard for people that tend to have already existing issues with like depression, anxiety, or even like personal boundaries. They may have found that transit very difficult or challenging. But one thing that I do like about this energy is that Aries is like the initiator, right? Aries is ruled by Mars. It's all about action. And Jupiter in Pisces is all about like imagination and creativity. So I see this transition as like bringing all of that energy from Jupiter and Pisces. Like if you were super creative and imaginative during that transit, bringing it into Aries and then like really putting it into action. I really like this transit for that. So if you took advantage of that time with Jupiter and Pisces to really get your creative flow going, this is a perfect time to start like, getting some of those creations and stuff into action. So I just wanted to know on that. And now, so let's get into I really want to talk about some of the positive experiences that we can have with Jupiter in Aries. So Jupiter in Aries can really enhance our motivation, our self-expression. We can even tap into some higher wisdom because Jupiter is all about wisdom. I also look at this energy for like deep self-discovery because Aries is about the self. So we could take advantage of this transit to really focus on enhancing our inner wisdom and our self-awareness and stuff like some stuff along those lines. But in regards to action and putting anything really moving forward, I feel like it still may be difficult till we get that Mars energy going. Now, one thing I have actually noticed, and it's only been like, I'm recording this around the full moon in Cancer, and I've just really noticed that everybody's emotions is super heightened and super sensitive. So the full moon might have to do with that. But with the Mars retrograde in Gemini and then now Jupiter in Aries, it's like putting that extra like oomph kind of into that lack of communication and like jumping to action right away. So like reacting and responding before we really think about what we're doing. I've really noticed that during this time. So that's definitely something to be mindful of. And some other challenges that you might have, well, like I touched on the sudden action, sudden responses. um, initiating too fast and too quickly. So again, definitely make sure that you have all your I's dotted and your T's crossed before you go to put anything into action. We're going to want to double check everything because Aries already has that energy of like kind of jumping in too quickly. And then with Jupiter there, it's going to expand on all of that. So, and then with Mars and Gemini, which is communication and the mind, it's really just enhancing that. So I think being super mindful of how we're communicating and how even our own thought process and like even our own self-talk, be mindful of our mind and our mindset and our words and our thoughts. That's definitely going to be something to be mindful during this transit. Now, another thing I really want to touch on is that in March, obviously Jupiter will still be in Aries. We have a really deep healing conjunction that's going to happen that I'm actually super excited for. It's with Jupiter, Venus, and Chiron. So this all starts March 1st and goes to March, I believe it's the 14th. So it's like 2 weeks of this. And it starts by Venus conjunct Jupiter at 12 degrees, March 1st. Then March 2nd, Venus moves on and conjuncts Chiron at 13 degrees and stays there until March 4th. Then Venus moves on, and then March 10th, Jupiter conjuncts Chiron at 14 degrees and stays there till March 14th. Now, Chiron is the wounded healer. So Chiron usually represents deep inner wounds of each one of us individually different, but this can, like, sometimes even as collective. So I really think this is some deep inner healing that will be taking place on a collective level for sure. And with Venus being there, this has to do with like, you know, self-love, self-worth, self-value, how we enjoy, you know, spending time with ourselves and with our loved ones and our friends and family and those who are really close to us. Like, that's what Venus is, you know, how we enjoy ourselves and take pleasure in life. And I think there's going to be some healing energy around this because the last few years have been very difficult for everyone. And I think this will be like it's like an activation of a healing journey. That's how I feel. And because this is an Aries, and Aries represents the self, you know, I almost wonder if we will all be going through some type of like self-discovery journey in a sense. So it's really interesting, and I really wanted to just bring that up because yeah, I'm actually really excited to see what that brings. So overall, oh wait, hold on. I was going to do my final thoughts, but not yet, because April 5th, the Sun conjuncts Chiron, which I completely forgot about this. So then if let's say that conjunction with Venus, Jupiter, and Chiron brings something up to the surface. The Sun comes in and conjuncts Chiron April 5th, and it's almost like shedding light on whatever was brought to the surface. It's like bringing in healing energy. So I really, really love that. Yeah, so just to note that, like, if something does come up around that time when the Sun conjuncts Chiron, it's April 5th. Yeah, sorry, I was just, and then April 11th, the Sun conjuncts Jupiter. So like the second week of April, if something comes up in that conjunction with Venus, Jupiter, Chiron, by the second week of April, I feel like there will be light shed on it. So if we're having a difficult time with anything, by that time, it's like there will be like this huge relief almost, and release, and like letting go. Like the Sun just kind of comes in and just sheds light on kind of all that stagnant, like dark, deep energy. That's what I'm really feeling too with that. So that's another thing to take note of. So yeah, my final thoughts on the Jupiter in Aries is take advantage of this. I look at this as this can be great for initiating stuff, taking action, but just be mindful that we're not moving or diving in too quickly, and that we have kind of everything covered that needs to be covered. And we could even do some deep personal work, personal healing, some inner wisdom. And then again, taking some of those, if you've been one that really took advantage of that Jupiter Pisces energy, getting some of those creations kind of like into motion with Aries. So yeah, I just wanted to, touch on that and put this video out there. And I really hope that you guys found it a little bit useful and enjoyed it. And I will be back soon for my weekly forecast. Bye.